Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He will likely sound very confident about his future, and he may impress people with his plans and how sure he is about everything. But in reality, he doesn't have the inner fire to keep putting in the effort day after day. If you're hoping for real progress and growth, he may not be the one who actually makes it happen.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When problems show up at work, he doesn't tend to fall apart or get overly upset. He's steady and keeps his cool, rarely losing his temper or showing much stress. Just know that while he can handle pressure, he might not offer much comfort to teammates who are struggling.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work usually find him polite and well spoken, so he doesn't often get into loud fights. However, he can come across as bossy and stubborn, always thinking his way is the only right one. While he isn't mean or rude, he's not very warm or understanding either, and that can put some people off.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you shine in your career, he won't sulk or get openly upset, but deep down, he might not feel very happy for you. He believes strongly in doing things his way, so he might compare your success to his own or feel uneasy if you outshine him. His support may feel polite but not truly heartfelt.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you end up earning more than him, he might not show anger on the surface, but inside, it will bother him. He has a strong need to be in control, and your higher income could make him feel like he's losing his place or importance. Most of the time, his support will feel polite but never truly joyful.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He's careful with money and likes to keep things organized and planned. You won't catch him making big purchases on a whim or wasting money carelessly. While he might not be a big saver or a financial genius, he definitely won't be reckless.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He usually lives within his means and doesn't feel the urge to show off or pretend to be richer than he really is. He's practical and believes in keeping things in order, so he's not likely to take big risks with money or stretch himself thin just to impress others. You won't see him buying fancy things just for the sake of appearances.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He tends to be quite strict both with money and his way of thinking. He's not the type to easily share or spend just to make others happy, and his kindness often feels limited or formal. If you're hoping for someone who is naturally giving and soft, he might feel a little closed off.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's usually open about how money is managed, preferring clear rules and organized plans. He will want to discuss budgets and make sure everyone knows the way things should be done. He won't hide money, but he may not give you much say in handling or spending it either.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to have clear ideas about how things should be done at home and might expect you to handle most, if not all, of the housework. He tends to stick to traditional roles, believing there's a right way for things to run, and may not see helping out as his responsibility. If you want a partner who truly shares chores equally, you may find yourself having to push him to pitch in.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's much more likely to stand by and watch or give instructions rather than roll up his sleeves and help with chores and diapers. He feels most comfortable making sure things are done the right way, which usually means his way, and may offer advice or correction instead of real hands on help. You might find him supervising while you do the work rather than working alongside you as a true partner.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He is much more focused on proving his point than genuinely understanding your side. In disagreements, he's likely to push his opinion strongly and try to show why he's right rather than listen with an open heart. He cares more about sticking to his own way than meeting you in the middle.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
Even when he's upset or frustrated, he usually keeps his words and actions under control. He won't yell, use bad language, or get physically aggressive. Instead, he stays polite on the surface, though he may show his anger through stubbornness or cold replies.
Does he have a bad temper?
He's not someone who gets angry quickly. He tends to keep his emotions steady and doesn't lose his temper easily, even when things don't go his way. This steadiness can be a good quality, as you won't have to worry about constant fights or sudden anger.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it very hard to say sorry or admit when he's wrong. Instead of taking responsibility, he's more likely to explain things away or point out what you did wrong, even if the mistake was clearly his. He believes his way is usually best, so admitting fault doesn't come easily to him.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He follows rules and likes things to be clear. So if you set your boundaries firmly and explain what is okay and not okay, he'll usually respect them. He may need things to be spelled out directly, as he's not very good at reading signals or picking up hints. While he might push for his way at first, once you give a clear no, he won't force or ignore you.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
He's likely to feel a bit hurt or rejected if you're not in the mood for intimacy, but he won't show it by getting angry or sulking for long. Instead, he may try to talk you into his way or explain why he thinks things should be different, rather than quietly accepting your feelings. Be clear and kind with your reasons. Direct words help him handle it without letting it fester or become a bigger issue.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You can usually trust him to keep private moments private and not use them to hurt or embarrass you later. He prefers to handle things in a proper and respectful way, and he values rules and boundaries. Even if you argue or upset each other, he's not the type to bring up private things to tease you or make you feel small in front of others.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is generally faithful and prefers stability over chasing after new excitement. He's not the type to flirt around or look for attention from other women, since he likes things neat, proper, and under control. His focus is on following the rules and keeping his life organized. So, straying would go against what he believes is right. You don't need to worry much about him being easily tempted or distracted. He's likely to stick to his commitments even if he isn't the most loving or romantic partner.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He isn't the kind to get overly jealous or act possessive in obvious ways. He prefers things to run smoothly and by the book, so he trusts routine and clear expectations. You likely won't face constant questions about where you are or who you're with.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what feels like being protective often comes from a need to control, not from real warmth or concern. He likes to set rules and make sure things happen his way. So his protectiveness can feel more like giving orders or setting strict limits than gentle care. If you want true support, make sure you notice whether his actions make you feel safe or just trapped under his way of doing things.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He's more likely to expect you to do most of the parenting work, especially when it comes to daily chores and caring. He'll have clear ideas about how things should be done and may step in to supervise or set rules, but won't always jump in to help with the hands on tasks. You might feel like he's more of a manager than a teammate, giving advice rather than sharing the load.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will usually stay calm and collected. He doesn't lose his temper easily or shout, even when things are not going how he wants. He keeps control, but his comfort might feel a little distant to children in tough moments.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will respect your role as a mother, especially if you handle things the way he thinks is right. But when it comes to supporting you as your own person with your own dreams and needs, he may fall short. He likes order and expects you to focus on running the home and raising kids according to his standards.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, with someone like him, there's a real chance he may support your career at first, but expect you to put it aside once you have a child. He's big on order and routines and often sees clear roles for each person in the family, usually with you handling most of the childcare. Be ready to speak up for your dreams.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will be polite and respectful toward your parents, but real warmth and affection may be missing. He knows how to behave properly, so he'll greet them nicely, follow traditions, and show good manners. His interactions will feel formal and correct rather than cozy and heartfelt. He's far more likely to expect your family to adjust to his ways rather than changing himself to fit into theirs.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family causes stress or starts interfering, he will handle it calmly and won't blow up or make a scene. He prefers to keep things under control and avoid messy confrontations. He won't create drama, but may insist on his methods, which could make some situations feel even stiffer.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he is likely to act modern with you in private, but expect you to fit the role of a traditional supportive wife when his relatives are around. He respects rules and routines and cares about appearances and what others think. Even if he seems open minded at home, in front of his family, he may want you to dress, behave, and speak in ways that match their traditions.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension between you and his family, he's more likely to stay out of it or quietly expect you to adjust rather than openly supporting you. In front of others, he'll keep things polite and try not to cause a scene, but behind closed doors, he may ask you to fit in or follow their way, believing that's what keeps the peace. He sees value in order and tradition, so he isn't quick to challenge his family for your sake.
Say you have a conflict with his mother. What will this guy do?
He isn't the classic mummy's boy who blindly follows what his mother says, but he does respect family rules and traditions strongly. In a conflict with his mother, he's unlikely to openly take your side, especially if it means going against what's proper or expected in his family. He'll try to keep things polite and avoid drama, but behind the scenes, he may gently push you to fit in or compromise instead of standing up for you.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not the type to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He values privacy and likes to keep personal matters within the home, preferring to handle things himself rather than invite outsiders into your relationship issues. However, he may still talk about big decisions or family rituals if he expects their input.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, this guy gets a C plus. This guy is so, not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Being in a relationship with him means life feels secure, orderly, and predictable. You'll rarely face chaos or sudden drama. He keeps things steady and under control, making sure routines are followed and plans are clear.